Sean Strickland just threatened to bring a gun to fight week. And somehow, nobody on Team Khamzat even flinched. We are less than 2 weeks out from one of the most anticipated middleweight title fights in recent UFC history. Khamzat Chimaev defends his belt against Sean Strickland at UFC 328 inside the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. 2 elite fighters, 1 massive fight, and somehow the story right now is not about training camps or game plans, it is about firearms. Here is what went down. Sean Strickland made a bold claim that if Khamzat Chimaev and his team tried anything during fight week, he would pull out a gun and start shooting. Not exactly your typical trash talk. That is a full level above the usual insults and social media jabs. Now, you might expect the opposing camp to fire back hard, lose their cool, maybe even escalate things further, but that is not what happened. Khamzat's coach, Alan Nascimento, spoke to MMA Fighting and was remarkably calm about the whole thing. He called it nonsense, plain and simple. His view was that trash talk is part of the game and everyone is going to use whatever they can to get inside the other fighter's head. But threatening to shoot someone, that crosses a line that nobody is actually going to act on. Nascimento did draw his own personal boundary though. He made it clear that bringing up someone's family or children is something he personally would not do. But he acknowledged the reality, if that ammunition is available, people will use it. That is just the world of elite combat sports right now. Then Khamzat himself spoke, and his response was ice cold. He called Strickland a clown. He pointed out that Strickland has never shot a chicken in his life, so why would anyone believe he is going to shoot a human being? And then he said something that is going to stick. He told media that if Strickland actually wanted a war outside the cage, he would already be dead. That is not panic. That is a man who is completely unbothered. Chimaev also reminded everyone that Newark is not neutral territory for him. He called it a Muslim community, his home. He made it clear that pulling out a weapon in that environment would not go the way Strickland seems to think it would. But here is where it gets interesting. Despite everything, the threats, the chaos, the outrageous rhetoric, Chimaev said he loves it. He loves the UFC. He loves what Strickland is doing because at the end of the day, all of this noise is making the fight bigger. More attention, more money, more eyes on May 9th. Coach Nascimento echoed that mindset from a different angle. He said his job is to protect his fighter mentally and psychologically, to make sure none of this external noise gets inside Khamzat's head, and he was confident it is not. He even noted that Chimaev has grown significantly as a person and as a competitor. The things that might have gotten to him before simply do not anymore. Honestly, this whole situation tells you a lot about both fighters. Strickland is doing what he does best, creating chaos, keeping everyone off balance, making himself impossible to ignore. Whether you love him or hate him, the strategy works. But when the opposing team genuinely laughs it off and calls it nonsense, you have to wonder if this particular move has backfired. You cannot destabilize someone who refuses to be destabilized. Chimaev looks mentally locked in, and that might be the most dangerous version of him there is. UFC 328 is shaping up to be an absolute spectacle, and fight week has not even started yet. If the trash talk is already at this level, who knows what happens when these two are actually in the same building? So I want to hear from you. Do you think Sean Strickland's wild approach is going to get inside Khamzat's head, or is Chimaev too mentally tough to let any of this affect him? Drop your prediction in the comments below, and if you want more UFC 328 coverage as fight week gets closer, make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss a thing.